Hey guys, what is up? So I'm sitting in my car here and I wanted to get this video out for you guys. So I'm like at work in the car in the parking lot. But R.Kelly. Now we've talked about this before. After the Surviving R.Kelly docuseries, I did do a quick car chat letting you guys know just my thoughts and how I felt about it. Now everything I say in this video is definitely alleged. I'm going to kind of go through the sit down interview that he just did with Gayle King. Yeah, that interview was good. It was good, y'all. Let me tell you just my thoughts on R. Kelly. Just glaze it over. Just my opinion, I think the man is very guilty. I think it's obvious at this point. Again, this is alleged. I wasn't there, but I just think it's obvious at this point. I mean, he married someone when they were 15 and he was in his upper 20s. Like, I think it's been obvious. Now, when that happened, all of that stuff happened back in the day, like with the sex tape and him marrying Aaliyah and all of that, I was a child. I mean, no older than 13, you know? So all that happened, I was very, very young. I had no idea, and I've been the biggest R. Kelly fan for the longest, the absolute longest. But I think now people my age are seeing what's coming to the light, and we're like, this man should be on trial. This man should be in jail. Like, and I think he realizes at this point that they're about to throw the book at his ass. Like, I would be very surprised if he makes it out of this, because it is like, it's becoming serious. Like, it was serious last time and somehow he got acquitted. But people are coming forward and people are, I think this time they're gonna get him. I really think this time they're gonna get him. But he just did a sit down interview with Gayle King, Oprah's BFF, and baby, Gayle was not holding back. She wasn't holding any punches. This interview was amazing because she asked him all these hard questions, and I don't know why R. Kelly's PR team or lawyers let him do this interview, but I feel like he's just incriminating himself more because he's really sitting up here lying in the interview. So we'll go through the interview and I'll just kind of give you guys my reactions to different parts, but that's just like my overall feeling of the whole thing. I think it's crazy that he's been able to get away with it for this long, allegedly, and I'm just happy that something is finally being done about it. And for all of you who just kept asking, what was the point of the docuseries? What was the point of all these women getting on TV and tearing this man down and blah, 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 blah? This was the point. Because now, hopefully, we can get a conviction and he can't do this to anyone else, okay? All right, so let's go.
All of them. Got little girls trapped in the basement, helicopters over my house, trying to rescue someone that doesn't need rescuing because they're not in my house, handcuffing people, starving people. I have a harem, what you call it, a cult. I don't even really know what a cult is, but I know I don't have one.
All right, so one of the first questions that Gayle King asks R. Kelly is what rumors about him that he's heard disturbs him the most. And what I found so compelling about that piece is that in his response, well, nowhere in his response did he talk about the rumor with him being with underage girls. Now, I feel like that would have been the most disturbing rumor to me. That is the most disturbing rumor that I have heard about him. He talked about how he had a sex cult and how he didn't even know what a cult was, but how that was really disturbing to him, how he has a harem and that's really disturbing to him, how he locks women up in their basement, in his basement, and doesn't let them eat or use the bathroom and stuff like that. He said that was really disturbing to him, but nowhere in that little sentiment did he say anything about being with underage girls. Was that one of the most disturbing rumors? Because honestly, that would have been the most disturbing rumor. That would have been the first thing I said. She'd have been like, well, what's the most disturbing thing? Like, if someone asked me, what's the most disturbing thing you heard about R. Kelly? That he sleeps with underage girls. That is the most disturbing thing I've ever heard. Like, especially having young girls in my house. Like, I have 2 daughters, so that's, I don't know. That was a little weird to me that he didn't even mention that.
Have you broken any laws when it comes to women?
Absolutely not.
So have you broken any laws with women? He says no. Yet he has been abusive towards women. I mean, I feel like that's court documented, even in his marriage. So that's breaking the law. Not to mention, he married a minor. And if it went down the way they said it went down in the docuseries, like her parents didn't sign off on that, he had someone else sign off on it, then that's definitely breaking the law. And I'm sure he had sex with said minor. So, allegedly, just saying.
I'm going to name the names. R.Kelly, your ex-wife. Kitty Jones. Lisa Van Allen. Lisette Martinez. Geronda Pace. Faith Rogers. Asante McGee. You're saying everything they said in that documentary about you is not true.
They are lying on me.
Why would all these women tell these different stories about you if they were not true? And they don't know each other. That defies logic to me.
So baby, Gayle goes even further and she goes, okay, you've never broken any laws. Well, there's about 50 women that they interviewed for the Surviving R. Kelly docuseries who would say differently. And she's like, I'm about to name the names. And she names off all the women who were in the well, not all of them, but a good amount, the most notable ones that were in the docuseries, and talks about, you know, names his ex-wife, and she just starts naming all these names like you guys just heard her. And she says, so everything they said, everything they're saying, you're saying is not true. And he says, they are lying on me. And I'm like, dude, it's like court documented that you even if you can acknowledge, like, you can't even acknowledge that you beat your wife. Like, honestly, like, oh my gosh, he drives me nuts at this point. So I feel like Gayle is like calling him on bullshit too, because Gayle's like, so why would all of these women make this stuff up about you? Why? They don't know each other. She's like, that defies logic to me, that they would just make up the same story about you. Why? And Gayle's like digging her heels in, like she's not letting him have anything, which I love.
Have you ever had sex with anyone under the age of 17?
No.
Never?
No.
I have to tell you, it's so hard to believe that based on all that we've read.
I'm going to tell you something, Gayle. There's one thing. I'm going to tell you something. What the women
said about you.
What women said about me. What women. So nobody's allowed to be mad at me and be scorned and lie on me.
Mm-hmm. So they're lying on you. That's your explanation. They're lying on you.
Absolutely.
So now she gets into the question. Have you ever had sex with anyone under the age of 17? R.Kelly vehemently, he vehemently denies that. No, I have not. And it's like, she asked him twice. So I think the first time she was like, maybe he didn't hear me. So she asked him again. So you said no, yet you married a 15-year-old. And you want to tell me you guys never had sex? Stop the bullshit, okay? Just stop the bullshit. Like, you're lying. Oh my God, it freaking drives me crazy. So she's like, this is just super hard for me to believe. I don't understand why all of these women would lie on me or lie on you. And he's like, oh, they're lying on me. They're lying on me. That's it. And he like basically won't, he just keeps saying they're lying on me. They're lying on me. So that's that part of the interview.
Hate me if you want to, love me if you want, but just use your common sense. How stupid would it be for me to, with my crazy past and what I've been through, oh, right now I just think I need to be a monster and hold girls against their will, chain them up in my basement, and don't let them eat and don't let them out unless they need some shoes down the street from their uncle. Robert, stop it. Y'all quit playing. Quit playing. Robert. I didn't do this stuff. This is not me. Y'all, I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this. I gave y'all 30 years of my career.
Robert.
30 years of my career. Y'all trying to kill me. You killing me, man. This is not about music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it.
So now we get into the part that I'm sure everyone has seen like clips of, where R.Kelly really like has his breakdown, and the whole thing just seems really fake to me. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. It didn't seem fake, but I don't think it was real in the sense that in the sense that he's like, oh, I'm so innocent and no one believes me. In my mind, I feel like he knows that this is coming to an end. Like, he knows he's about to go down for this, and so now he's breaking down because out of desperation. Like, he's just breaking down because he understands how serious this actually is. There is like I saw it on Instagram, and there's a clip of R. Kelly talking, and he's basically like, when all of these allegations started to resurface again maybe 2 years ago, he's basically on Instagram like, well, I got acquitted for it, you know, years ago. They should have talked about this years ago if they were gonna try to get me. I'm untouchable. Like, basically saying that, like, he was so fucking cocky, and now like this is coming to an end for him, and I think he's realizing that in his head.
But
I need help.
What kind of help?
This is the kind of help I need.
Yes, what kind of help?
I need somebody to help me not have a big heart, because my heart is so big. People betray me, and I keep forgiving them.
You sound like you're playing the victim here. You sound like R. Kelly, you do. When I listen to you, it does sound like you're playing the victim
I'm
card.
just telling the truth.
But the thing I love about Gayle, again, Gayle tells him, you sound like you're playing the victim. Like, these women are claiming all of these heinous things about you, and you want to sit here and play the victim and say that everybody's lying on you. Say that, oh, there's so many other girls out there that are really in trouble, and you guys are focusing on me. Like, you sound like you're playing the victim. And she basically was telling him that's not gonna work. So I applaud her for keeping her composure. Baby Gayle kept her composure after he got up and acted a fool. Gayle sat down, cool, calm, and collected, and still proceeded to continue to ask him the hard questions and continue to challenge his answers, which I loved. So that was basically it for this interview. I mean, I know there was a part 2 out there somewhere where he kind of talked about his relationship with the one girl, Joycelyn Savage, and Azriel Clary or something. The girls that their parents are still, you know, doing press conferences and everything. I know he did talk about that they were like his girlfriends was the term that he used. And they have a relationship. He did not have sex with them underage is what he's claiming. Now, I think Azriel Clary, her parents are claiming that they have text messages and things that would support that he did have sex with her before she turned 18. So, yeah. But then the story gets even juicier because I think there's another part of this interview that's going to air on Friday, and Gayle sat down and talked to Joycelyn and Azriel and basically talked about their relationship. And I haven't seen the interview, I've just seen a small clip where they're basically saying, like, Azriel is like sobbing, crying, saying that people are throwing stones at R. Kelly's name over what their parents are saying, and their parents are just out for money. Now, the lawyer in the prosecuting case of R. Kelly has spoken out and said that he has receipts that these parents have not received any money from R. Kelly, not at all, and they have not sold their daughter to R. Kelly. So, do I think the parents made some bad judgment calls in there? Absolutely. Like, even while I was watching the docuseries, like, I think it was Azriel's parents, and he flew Azriel across the country without their permission, and then finally they got there and he was able to talk them into still working with her and letting her go on tour with him while she was underage. And, you know, he assured her that he had staff that would help her out. But I just felt like, if you flew my daughter without my permission across the country and you still want me to put my daughter in your care, I'm not gonna do it. But they did it anyway, especially knowing his past and everything. Do I think that they really tried to, like, sell her for money? No. I think she was an aspiring singer, and she probably begged them, like, please, please, please let me go. This could be my big break. And, you know, trusting in what he said and, like, the confidence that he gave them, they probably just gave in. I'm sure, like any parents, they had their reservations, but they probably just gave in. And is that a bad judgment call on their part? I think so. I think absolutely. But we've all made bad judgment calls as parents. I don't think it's hard for me to condemn the parents, because I know I've made, my daughter has fell out of a shopping cart, okay, because I let her stand up in the shopping cart because she wanted to stand up, or she was going to yell and scream in the store. And when she was, I think she was 3, she toppled out of a shopping cart onto the hard floor in the grocery store, okay? Like, everyone has made bad judgment calls. I let my kids eat chicken nuggets on most nights because they refuse to eat any of the food I cook, and I don't want them starving. Like, I think I'm doing what's best for my kids, but in the back of my mind, I know I'm not, but I'm still doing it. You know what I mean? So we all make bad judgment calls as parents, and I think it sucks when your parenting comes into question if you do make a bad judgment call or you make a mistake. Like, there's no handbook. Parenting is hard, especially parenting a teenage girl. I've never parented a teenage girl, but I've been a teenage girl, and I know when you have your mind made up on something, you're gonna do it. Regardless of how much your parents try to lock you down or tell you not to do it, you're going to do it, and it's just hard. So I kind of feel for them, because I feel like everyone is attacking them, trying to say that, you know, they sold their kids for money. And I don't know if they did, but according to them, they didn't. And I would hope that they didn't. And I just have to have faith in their parenting skills and believe that they didn't. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this whole thing. I know this video was long, but I had a lot to say. So let me know what you guys think about this whole thing. I just want to see how it all plays out. If he's guilty, I hope he gets what's coming to him. I honestly think he needs help also. I don't know if jail is the answer, but he needs to be somewhere locked up so he can't harm any other young women. I think he needs help. Like, he's not well. I really think he needs help, and I don't know how we get him that help, but he needs some sort of psychiatric evaluation, because I honestly believe that he believes that he's doing nothing wrong. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this car chat, and let me get my ass back into work. I will see you guys later. Bye.